there's no way that this is honest, right? This can't be honest framing from KOMO. I think they're unintentionally pushing something from the Washington State Patrol as it partners with the Washington Traffic Safety Commission. They're trying to study the effectiveness of their patrols on driving behaviors, part of a program called Target Zero Trooper. Troopers are focusing on heavily traveled areas, I-5 between Everett and Arlington, near Tacoma and Federal Way, and in Spokane. They said the goal of the patrols is to help learn about driving decisions and habits. The increased traffic enforcement will last through the end of July. Now, I imagine this is one of those stories that was written purely based on like a tweet or something, because that's the entirety of the story. Like, that's the entirety of the story. I feel like we're not getting the truth around the reason they're doing this just to learn about habits. No, they're giving you tickets. They're doing this to stop dangerous driving. What could they learn from this? What am I missing on this that KOMO is taking away from it? They say the information that they gleaned, this is according to the Washington State Patrol, will help law enforcement better understand high-risk driving behaviors and enforcement impacts, leading to safer roads for the motoring public. The goal and value of deterrence will be realized when the public makes proactive changes to avoid dangerous driving behavior. Can you explain this story to me?
No.
I don't understand. So they're doing more emphasis patrols in heavily trafficked areas so that they can learn about the habits of drivers when there are more Washington State Patrol vehicles around. It goes down, doesn't it?
Generally.
What happens when you see just a cop car and you're in your own car?
You slow down.
Immediately. Not only do you slow down, what else do you do? Both hands on the wheel.
Yeah, no looking at your cell phone.
You don't even think about the cell.
10 and 2.
You're constantly you're using all of their signals. You're looking around your shoulder you're doing everything you're supposed to do to a crazy degree. And of course, unless we're talking about literally a trooper, the cop car isn't pulling you over. You would have to do something dramatically illegal and also be wanted before a police vehicle is going to pull you over. They just generally don't get involved in traffic stops, especially if you're on the freeway. So let's say you're in Bellevue and you're driving 405. You want to get into Tukwila because you want to have your car broken into. You're driving there, and let's just say you see briefly a Bellevue police officer get onto the freeway. They're going somewhere. They're going somewhere. They're not there to see whether or not you're speeding.
Yeah, they're not scoping the area.
They really aren't. Let's say you're driving on a surface street in Renton to Tukwila because you want to get your car stolen again. And you pass a Renton PD. They're not looking at you. They really aren't. Now, you can't just go nuts and go like 90 miles an hour in a school zone. That's a little bit different. But they're really not looking for you. They're on their way to a call. That's generally what we're doing. And yet we get crazy. So what studies do we need that the Washington Traffic Safety Commission couldn't figure out by just being a normal driver themselves, like the people on the commission? They couldn't figure this out? It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Oh, we're going to learn a lot. No, you're not. You're going to give out tickets to the people who don't realize that you're there. And the people who do realize that you're there are going to be on their best behavior. What's the moral of the story? To have more troopers patrol? Okay. Awesome. You know that now, so do it. Well, we don't have enough staff. We've run the Washington State Patrol Agency into the ground, especially made worse during COVID, where we decided to implement vaccine mandates that were completely unnecessary. Okay, well, sounds like you probably. I read this story like 5 times and I couldn't figure out what they were trying to tell us outside of the obvious. And is it a trick from the Washington State Patrol? Is it a money grab because they're going to say, well, now we have all this data. We need funds to truly look into it. We got to hire a committee of 40 different people from different life experiences, and they'll go over the data and provide a report in 2027. It's going to cost you $2.5 million. Oh, okay.